News now. With the world-famous Comrades Marathon canned due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Comrades Marathon Association today hosted the virtual Race-The-Comrades-Legends event. Homage was paid to all legends who've run and won the Comrades since its inception in 1990. In 99 years, 40,000 runners from 86 countries participated today. Joining me now on Skype is Cheryl Winn from the Comrades Marathon Association. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for speaking to us. So perhaps if you could just start by telling us how the virtual run worked, because this is a question I was asking my colleagues, that how do you run the Comrades Marathon virtually?
Well, it's good evening, Seb. Good evening, Seb. Tafisa. It's a question many people have been asking, and it's was just exactly a month ago that we made the devastating announcement that we wouldn't be staging the Comrades Marathon today. So it's exactly 4 weeks. About 5.5 weeks ago, we first started conceptualizing the virtual race. And we've sort of, to be perfectly honest, we've sort of had to make it up as we went along. It's the first race of its kind that's been staged in South Africa. And the way it basically worked was that anyone aged 9 years or older could choose to run any distance from 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, half marathon, 45 kilometers, which we call a half comrades, or the full official Comrades distance of 90 kilometers. And the way it worked on the day was that you chose your own route. You could do it from wherever you wanted. There was no particular starting time, no particular starting place. You needed to do your distance within the 24 hours from midnight last night until midnight tonight. And it's just a concept that just by far exceeded our expectations. We were hoping to get a few thousand runners, and we ended up 43,500 odd runners actually entered. It was a 58% increase overall against the entries that we actually had for the official Comrades Marathon that would have taken place today. So it's been an incredibly successful day, and I think runners all over the country, in towns and cities and rural areas throughout South Africa, have done their own thing. They've all been part of something. It's part of history. It's been absolutely, and all over the world, and it's been successful beyond our wildest dreams. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's something that ends up not just being a one-off.
So Cheryl, tell us about, you say 40,000 odd runners. Were there past and current Comrades runners, winners, legends who took part? And what has been the feedback on running the Comrades this way?
Well, look, everybody seems to have had a wonderful day, just checking the social media. I mean, we haven't seen any negativity whatsoever. People just seem to have bought into the idea. I think people have been cooped up for so long in terms of lockdown, and obviously I think people were just so happy to get out and be out in the fresh air and doing things. I mean, and I think it's just been an incredibly positive thing. I think, we're very pleased with it. We'll obviously have debriefs after this, and we'll have to decide what we do with it going forward. But, really sometimes out of adversity, emerges new ideas and new solutions. And, maybe it's something that we'll need to look at in the future. I mean, we had double the number of international participants than we would have had for the real Comrades Marathon. So there's obviously not only interest about it here in South Africa, but throughout the world.
And that's what I wanted to ask. Did you have some of those participants? Typically, it includes international participants. So did you have that? Just how far and wide were we able to reach people with this virtual run?
Well, at least 86 countries. I think it was actually more by the end of, but entries only closed, incidentally, at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So the last media release we put out said 86 countries. I counted 110 this morning. So it was throughout the world. And, the biggest countries were obviously South Africa first, but Brazil, UK, USA, Australia, Russia, India, Zimbabwe, Canada, Germany, Zambia, Russia, A lot of our former champions participated, and people ran all sorts of distances. We only had about 1,500 runners doing the actual full 90 kilometers. But, I mean, that's really quite an undertaking to take on a full 90 kilometers all by yourself without the support of the usual 6,000 volunteers that we have out there, sort of seconding and looking after the runners. But yeah, it's just been amazing. It really has. It's caught us completely by surprise.
Cheryl, thank you so much for your time and wish you all the best for the next event. And of course, we want to thank our viewers. I believe some of you are sending us videos, pictures of how you participated. Please tell us how you ran it, where you ran it to, and whether or not it was able to create that sense of camaraderie which the Comrades Marathon Association wanted to create. That was the chairperson of the association, Cheryl Winn. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back shortly.